That's all I have. That's all I have for news. Anything else that you wanted to say?
Yeah, folks in the chat wanted me to talk about this loot box issue.
That's right. Yeah. Like in some foreign countries, right?
Right. So, basically, the Belgian government, or a body in it anyway, recommended to the rest of the EU that loot boxes be considered gambling.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the case, as far as I understand it, that officially now in Belgium loot boxes are considered gambling.
Mm-hmm.
It's that this body in the Belgian government wants to change the law Europe-wide, and they've recommended that they do so.
Right.
So it's not like an immediate thing. It's more like, oh, let's make this happen. If I got that accurate, I believe I did. So that's the gist of it. There's not a lot of legal action on that front right now, but we'll see how that goes. You know, people have been talking about this for quite a while, but it's become more important lately as it seems like almost every new thing involves loot boxes in some way.
Right.
It's obviously an ancient idea, Magic the Gathering packs and so forth, but it's become more important. And
it's so much easier to spend the money on it now.
Yeah.
So it's dangerous now.
Right.
You know.
Right. And you hear horror stories of kids buying thousands of dollars worth of stuff with their parents. You know. I mean, whatever to that, but you do hear about it. I personally feel, in a human capacity, that it's definitely gambling. Like, legality aside, I feel like it's gambling. God, something's wrong with my voice. I hit a big chunk of pepper like a little bit ago.
Oh, okay.
Whew! All right, man, it's really good, but that's pretty spicy. As far as legality goes, I don't know Belgian or EU law well enough to know like if it counts as gambling.
Gotcha,
there, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right.
But I do think that there are at least some mobile games, and probably more than that could be counted as gambling in some U.S. states. So I think that is more concerning from the laws that I know. But it's also a system that like everybody hates, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody loves the loot box idea. It catches some big whales that spend a ton of money on it, and that kind of sucks too
because it hinders everybody else, right?
Well,
it's annoying for everybody else.
It is annoying. Yeah. To some degree, when things aren't gameplay, when they don't matter for gameplay, you can just sort of get by and you play on Overwatch and you don't need to spend money on loot boxes and stuff because it's just for looks. But when it's much more about the gameplay, I think that really sucks.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know I've talked to game developers about loot boxes before, but like games like League of Legends, the only reason why the game can be free to play for everybody is because of the whales. So it's because of the whales that you are able to play this game for free, right? And yeah, it's going to take you a little bit while to get everything, but in the end, you didn't have to spend any money, right? Like the fact that I'm playing Final Fantasy Record Keeper for 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I haven't spent a single penny on this game, right? And they keep making more content for it. They just patched it last night, and they buffed up a bunch of stuff. Now I'm like really powerful because I buffed up all these abilities that everyone's like, "Why are you wasting your time with that?" It was for my OCD and everything like that. But they buffed some of those. I'm like super buff now, so I'm happy. But the only reason why they keep making this game and I can play it for no money is because other people are whales out there.
Yeah, right? It's like the old Vegas theory that Vegas used to do, where the prices of everything was really low.
So some people are saying that this is free games with microtransactions is different with loot boxes.
That is true, for sure. Okay. But the way that many microtransactions are going is towards loot boxes. It's not obviously categorically so.
I mean, like in this game, I guess that's true because in League of Legends, you're not. It's not a loot box. You know exactly what you're buying, right? Yeah. But a game like Final Fantasy Record Keeper, you're paying money to draw weapons, and you don't know what you get. A lot of shitty weapons.
It is gambling.
Yeah, it is gambling. Yeah, so there is that in Final Fantasy. So it's valid for Final Fantasy, not for League of Legends. Apologize about that. So
for sure, you're a whale. Oh, for KOF, that's funny. I bought some fighting games a lot, for sure.
Dude, one of Derek Daniels, my friend, he said he's bought Symphonies of the Night like at least 10 times already, like on every single platform possible for some reason.
I think there's going to be a reckoning with loot boxes. Even if right now they're not considered gambling, I would not at all be surprised to see that jurisdictions start to more explicitly make them gambling. Because even if you don't think that it's gambling, you got to score the voter points of let's protect the kids and so forth. So even if not for real reasons, I would expect there to be more regulation of it just in the future. So we'll see how it goes. But right now it's a pretty murky legal area. There's not a lot of established direct law on that topic.
Right. So. And someone says it's also different to have loot boxes in a game that already costs $60 as opposed to a free game like League of Legends. I definitely see that as well.
Yeah,
so.
It is, but it's not. It's probably not legally different. It's probably the same in that respect. It's less obnoxious for the player, but probably the same for the law's perspective.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about? I wanted to bring up the Battle for the Stone stuff. We forgot to mention that they did announce that they're going to go with the pre-patch version.
Oh, we didn't. Yeah, you're right.
And the patch coming out has all the changes, et cetera, in there. But the changes look great to me. I'm down with all the changes. Gets rid of HSD. Gets rid of.
We haven't talked about the patch.
Have we not talked about the patch?
Didn't we last week? Or we weren't here last week? Oh,
no,
man, we might not have talked about it.
Yeah.
My bad. I totally thought we had.
Yeah.
I don't like how some of the changes seem like they're too...
The Reality Stone
they're
change
too big.
is
The Reality
bad.
Stone got busted.
I don't like the Reality Stone change.
That kind of bugged me. And just in general, I don't want significant changes early in a game's life. I get you probably should nerf Dante. I'm not going to quarrel with that.
Right.
But I do think that they maybe made too many changes. Ultimately, maybe you let him rock a little bit. If he's too good, fine, you learn from a little bit again. I just feel like it's a little bit too jumpy.
Dante and Reality Stone got a little over-nerfed.
Yeah. Well, I still think Dante will be good. I just think that it would be better if they had let it ride a little bit more. So.
Yeah, I don't even think the Reality Stone was as bad as a lot of people said it was.
I'm totally with you, dude. I already did not think it was the best stone in neutral.
Yeah,
I already thought space was better. So it's clearly good. But,
but we'll see how it goes.
It also is kind of a bummer that most of the changes are nerfs. There are minimal buffs.
Does nothing happen to Ryu or X?
Yeah, Chris got a little bit more damage, I think.
Right. But Ryu, Jesus, that character is sad. He makes me sad. I mean, maybe Capcom hates that character now.
I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe he's their new Dan. He's like, we have to have Dan, so we're going to make it Ryu. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't think that Reality Stone was ridiculous.
But they're going to use the pre-patch version. So if you're competing for that event, don't patch your console on the 5th. Because it coming out 3 days before the event was just come on, guys.
Just go offline entirely, right?
Really? But yeah, I mean, it was a silly decision. I'm glad they decided to go with the pre-patch version.
100%,
That's the right decision to make.
Of course.
But it's just annoying now because the people who want to practice for that have to just make sure that they never update their game somehow. So
just don't go on the internet.
Yeah, pretty much. Just unplug pull the cable. You can't play online anymore, but you can play against people. So, so it works. So
any picks to win the last online qual? I don't know. Isn't there, man?
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the day after Thanksgiving, I did a special marathon 10-hour stream, basically with no breaks, and I just went through the entirety of Cuphead.
Oh yeah, you beat it already?
I played through Cuphead, in 10 hours, and it was great. Yeah. It was great. It was so much fun. I caught so many old game references, like old game. You can tell these guys, I mean, I believe that they're references. There's just very similar things, and I could be making it up because I'm looking too hard, but I definitely felt like I saw some crazy climber references, and there's Ghost and Goblins references, and oh man, that game was super good. I had so much fun with that game, and I guess after you beat the game, there's also a fountain that you can talk to. You can do this at any time, but once you unlock the area that the fountain is in, but it tells you how many deaths you had.
Oh yeah.
I had 299 deaths.
Okay.
So I just made it under 300, and most people in the chat said that the average, that they see from a lot of people is around 500. So,
whoa,
boom, old school skills. Old school skills, dude.
All right.
Old school skills.
I'm sure my number is very high because I was learning hitbox on that game.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So
Yeah, that's a
screwing
problem.
up constantly.
That's a problem. Oh, that's right. You are playing it. I forgot you were playing it.
Cuphead, yeah.
Yeah, so we need to play, like, 2-player Cuphead.
Oh, that'd be cool,
That'd
yeah.
That'd actually be fun. But, God, yeah, that game was really cool. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And, yeah, it was weird. The only time I raged was, have you beat it?
No.
The final boss. The final boss made me rage a little bit. I got a little mad at the final boss because the final boss. But there was also easier ways to do things that I was making. I was doing it too hard for myself because I told the stream not to give me any tips or anything like that. But I did end up beating it, and but yeah, that was the only time I raged. Because honestly, outside of that, it's a very fair hard game.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like when you're playing, it's just like, boom, go back all the way. Like Dark Souls is like, they kill you and now I have to spend another 2.5 minutes to run back to the boss that killed me. And to do that, I have to fight this one stupid annoying guy on the stairwell because you can't run past him. And this was in Demon Souls, by the way. So, like, it's not like that, you know what I mean? It's like, you die, here, try again. You die, try again. So, like, it felt very old school to me. So it really never got me upset. Until the final boss, then I actually got a little tight at one point in time. But still a great game.
I like it a lot so far. I'm only playing it when I'm on an airplane.
Oh, okay.
I'm saving it for my airplane games.
Cool.
So, hey, did you get anything for Black Friday, Cyber Monday?
No, I'm too lazy. Like it's almost like it's too overwhelming because. Literally, you can buy whatever it is that you need. You know, next year I'm gonna make a list through the year as I go, so that when Black Friday arrives, I'll be like, bam! Here's the things that I look for. Because right now it's just like, okay, do I want a new mattress? Oh, do I want a new computer? Do I want a new electronic thing?
You were thinking about a new computer.
Yeah, I was thinking about a new computer, but I haven't got through with that, unfortunately. So Fudo did not get dropped by Graft. His contract is up, and he's looking for a new. He's looking for a new sponsor, I believe. No, actually, I think he's going to join the Daigo team.
Oh, sick!
He's going to join the Daigo whatever corporation that does the Beast TV and all that stuff like that. I believe that's what he's going to do. So yeah,
I bought a new cellular telephone.
Oh yeah.
I bought a Moto G5 Plus. I don't really see why people buy fancy phones.
Okay.
I don't like. It doesn't matter to me. Like I don't do things with my phone. Am I being an old person about that? But like I don't. What do? I watch YouTube videos and Twitch, and I go on Twitter, and I'm not playing fancy games. Like, I could already play Hearthstone and, like, I tried the Injustice app for, like, a little bit.
Right, yeah.
Who cares? So, whatever. I got like, a mid-range phone, but it seems good so far. I literally just got it today. Okay. So I can't tell you too much about it. But it's cool.
My phone is, like, 4 years old at this point.
My phone was 3.5 years old. Like, it's fine, right?
I'm still on a 6 right here, right? So... I'm with you on that one. And I'm a technology fiend, too.
Dude, for sure.
I love technology, but the thing about it is, you read all the stuff about phones, like, oh, you have this crazy feature, that crazy... I don't use any of that stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't use any of that stuff.
I don't use any of that stuff.
Twitter and Final Fantasy Record Keeper. That's the end. That's the end for
I'm not even using
this
thing.
Twitch.
This thing has a fingerprint reader, and I'm not even going to set it up. I don't care. I don't want, like, it looks at me and it opens the app, the phone. I don't want some biometric
I do
stuff.
have the fingerprint record. I actually kind of like that, to be honest, because I just hated typing in the number every time.
I just got a little, you draw a design, and now it's open. It's easy. So, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely like tech, and there are some things that I spend money on that it clearly matters. Like, if you have a good graphics card, obviously that is a significant difference than having a crappy graphic. There's clearly a difference there. But for a phone, I don't know, man. My 3.5-year-old Galaxy S5 was fine, except that the screen was broken.
Right.
And then also I dropped it in a vat of pee, and it didn't work too well.
Yeah, when you got sick, when I tweeted it out last week, I said that the common cold got a perfect on you. It was kind of like a subtle way to say that you got peed on, that you got...
Genius. I dropped my phone at the end of Red Bull Battlegrounds right in the toilet. and it was an unflushed toilet. All right, there was still work in there. And man, like my reaction, even before I thought about this, because if I had sat and thought about it, I might have acted differently. But without thinking at all, I was like, "Oh no!" And I just right in there, grabbed all the way in there. I was grabbing it. Yeah, I know. And then I realized. It was like after I picked it up and it was just covered in pee. I was just like, oh my god. So then I spent like the next 5-10 minutes, trying to wash it off without like dunking it in water, and I was just like soaping it with some paper towel, and then I tried to dry it out for a while, and anyway, the charge port was kind of screwed up after that. So only pee, yes, but still gross. Why did I keep the hand? Yeah,
fortunately, the skin on the hand eventually goes away.
Right, yeah.
You know, that's the nice part.
Yeah.
You know, if you haven't seen someone in 7 years, by the time you see them again, they're a completely brand new human being.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when I picked it up, I definitely did the cartoon thing of like this. Oh yeah, it is.
Oh man. Okay. Anything else that you wanted to talk about besides Black Friday stuff?
I got a new, what do they call it? Air purifier.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
I didn't get too much for it.
I think I actually need one of those too because my old one died on me. Like I've had it humming in my bedroom for years, and one day I was in the room. It was like.
Was it just full of crap?
You
gotta change the filter on
Yeah,
that.
I do change the filter every once in a while, but it just doesn't. It's like the filter light didn't even come on or anything like that. So I think it's just dead. I'll take a look at it, but I got to do it outdoors because if I open that thing up, dust is going to go everywhere. So yeah.
Can you shake my hand? My hand will be fine. Haha, but yeah, it was definitely full of pee, man. And it was at the worst time, too. It was just before we left to go to the airport to fly home from Rebel Battlegrounds. And so there, I couldn't, I had checked into the flight beforehand, but I couldn't, bring up my little travel pass, the boarding pass, on my phone, because my phone was dead. And so, then I tried to, text my girlfriend, I'm going to be on the plane now, I'll see you in whatever hours. But my phone was dead. Yeah. And then when it finally did work. But I was worried, what happens if I get to the airport and I'm supposed to, call a Lift? Mm-hmm. How do I do that without a phone? Man.
True story. So I texted your girlfriend.
It's true.
To let her know you were getting on the plane. And then we had a nice conversation.
Well, I'm glad you heard
that. Oh, man. We were just texting each other cat pictures.
Hey, that's all I would have been doing with her anyway, man.
Pictures of our cats.
That's all I do anyway.
That's funny.